All right. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Call Halal Yahweh, Ba Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba Shem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, Great Millstone, who rule well and who taught me this truth. And shalom to you sincere Akim out there listening, learning, and pushing this truth. And shalom to the few sincere Akwath that are out there listening and learning as well. With that being said, I'm going to jump straight into this video. I don't want to ratazah. It'll be edifying. As usual, I'm going to go into Rakah Kwadash. And this lesson is going to be centered around this video from DW News. It's based upon China. It says violent protest against lockdown working conditions continue at Apple supplier Foxconn. China cracks down on ongoing workers' protests. Again, violent protest against lockdown working conditions continue at Apple supplier Foxconn. So let's read a little bit of this. It says protests at the world's biggest iPhone factory are escalating. Employees at the world's biggest Apple iPhone factory have been beaten and detained in protest over contract disputes amid antivirus controls. According to employees and videos posted on social media Wednesday, videos on Chinese social media that said that they were filmed at the factory in the central city of Zhengzhou showed thousands of people in masks facing rows of police in white protective suits with plastic riot shields. For days, workers have been leaving the plant in Henan province only to be met with violence by police in hazmat suits. At the center of the protests, China's zero Crown Vic Royal measures and the poor working conditions that accompany them. All right. So this goes to show you that just like Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai said, there's going to be sedition, all right? Because the people in general are tired of being oppressed. And I was thinking how all these, the major, the focus of the destruction is going to be here in America, Babylon the Great. But other places around the world are going to be pelted with missiles also, man. Chiefly the land of Palestine. You know, it's going to be America's going to be completely desolate. The land of Palestine is going to be completely desolate. But other places are going to get hit by nukes also, man. These other nations are going to be plagued also, man. Why? Because they're confederate with Esau, Edom. They're in cahoots, man. All right, they're not innocent. Okay, this is especially Moab, China. Moab is Moab is a major part in the oppression of the world, of the wickedness being spread in the world. It's prime example, destroying the people through their plastic rice, their plastic fish. A lot of poison come out of the land of Moab, man. A lot of wickedness. All right, and they follow behind America, Babylon the Great, the whore, Salakia, called Schwab, which is a Temanite, a German. He made a statement. It says World Economic Forum chair. World Economic Forum chair. I guess it's supposed to be chairman. World Economic Forum chairman Klaus Schwab declares on Chinese state TV, China, Moab, is a model for many nations. And what do we see Moab doing? Unrighteous decrees. You see? Unrighteous decrees. And they've been implementing unrighteous decrees. We know this scripture here is primarily for Esau, Edom, but like I said, these other nations, i.e. Moab, China, they're complicit, which I'm going to bring out the scriptures. Slaki, yeah, Moab is complicit, man. I'm going to bring the scriptures out to solidify that fact. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, the Lord called them a wretch, man. In 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 16, which I'm going to get that. So, and again, Moab been with these unrighteous decrees, man. Oppressing the nation. They had the way you could only have so many children. Like one, I forget, I don't remember if exactly. I think you could have one daughter and one child, one daughter and one son. You know, that when Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai said, "Be fruitful and multiply." So Moab been oppressing their people. You see, they're pretty much like Carl Schwab said, they're they're a perfect example of this NWO. You know, the people are pretty much already cashless. A lot of them do their shopping through their smartphones. They're pretty much digital already. They pretty much got a digital system set up already. They got the social credit score, rolled out over there. So Moab is like Carl Schwab said, the perfect model for this NWO. They're not innocent either. They're gonna get destroyed also, man. You know, all these nations are not completely desolate, but they're gonna receive plagues also, man. You know, they're gonna catch hell also, man. Ultimately, because our people are there also. Shalak, let me get this first. We're scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. All right, the bulk of Yasharallah, you tribes over here in the Americas. All right, you Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Latinos, Hispanics, North American Seminole Indians. But as a whole, we're scattered. We're scattered amongst all these heathen nations, and you're gonna have Israelites like the apostles and all the brothers on down always mention. You're gonna have Israelites that are gonna come back looking like some of the heathen nations. Okay, Salakia. You're gonna have some of them looking like Edomites, Moabites, Ishmaelites, Elamites. Japh look like some of the Japhetic nations, but their lineage, their seed, according to their father, is gonna go back to one of the 12 patriarchs, the Israelite foreigners. All right, because we're scattered. All right, amongst the four corners of the earth. So this is Matthew 24:31. It says, "And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect," because it's all about the remnant, the elect of Israel, and we're scattered, and we're going to be delivered from wherever we are. Okay, wherever lands we're in. Okay, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds. Four winds of what? Four winds of the earth, from one end of heaven to the other. All right. So you're gonna have Israelites that are gonna be delivered out of the land of Moab. You know, because out of Asia, out of Europe, out of the land of Ham, because we're scattered. All right. But the main deliverance is gonna come out of here, America, Babylon the Great. America is the scene of great future judgment. Okay. So let's go back to that Isaiah 10 and 1. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees." We know chiefly that's Esau, Edom. But as I'm going to get in Psalms 80, what's that, 83, all these other heathen nations are confederate with Esau, Edom. Okay? They're all confederate. They're all in cahoots. All right? And they're all going to ultimately implement the unrighteous decrees, the our temptation, that MOTB. All roads are leading to the Karagma. They're basically just fighting over who's going to control this new world order. Okay, who's gonna be the head of this digital reset, this digital thing that they're rolling out. You see, they're all jockeying for power. You see, Isaiah 10 and 1. "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people," because that's the only people that we're concerned with. The actual Israelites, man. We're not concerned with these other heathens. But our people are mingled amongst the heathens, okay? You see? So it says to turn aside the needy from judgment. And in Moab, they've been outlawed the Bible, all right? They banned the Bible, you see? So it says to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And what will ye do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from far? But ultimately, this applies to Esau, Edom. The land of America, Babylon the Great, is going to be completely desolate. All right. Even though these other heathens are confederate with Esau, Edom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to put something in their mind to turn against this whore and burn her with fire, which I'm going to bring that out also. So it says Psalms 83, and I start at 2. Because all these heathen nations are our enemies. All right, they're all against Yasharallah. They're all against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They all saw our downfall, and nobody batted an eye. Nobody cried out. You know, they all had a part in it. You see, you see. So but our chief enemy, our chief adversary, is Esau Edom. All right, he has a perpetual hatred against his brother Jacob, and he did pursue him with the sword unto this day. You see, over the birthright. You see. This is Psalms 83:2. For lo means look, thine enemies, all what enemies? All these 17 heathen nations. But our chief adversary again is Esau Edom. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee, because they really hate us, man. Okay? They look down upon us, okay? You look at when they come over here, the so-called Arabs, them Chinese, all these other heathens. They come and set up shop in the ghettos, in the hoods, the barrios, and what the dogs lick our wounds. You see, they come over here to take advantage of us. You see, to get rich and go back to their land. You see. So it says, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult." Salak, nothing but Satan, man. I go to do a video, my damn allergies acting up again now. Salakia. So it says, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsels." That's them G7 summits, them UN meetings, all them UN councils, They always meeting to do what? To ultimately plot against the nation of Yasharallah. You see? You see? They don't want us to come back into power because they know that means they're going to be what? Subject unto us. Right? Hey, that's what it is. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They all know the truth. What was that dude? I think his name was Omar Nasir. I forget the guy's name, but he said that there'll never be, I forget the guy's name, Salakia, but he said there'll never be peace in the Middle East. Why? Because the Jews left black and they came back white. All these nations, I'm talking about the elite of these heathens. They know, they have the records, man. They know who we are, but they'll never stand up for us, okay? And that's what Yahweh Shai said. Who will stand up for him against the evildoer? Not these heathens, the servants, the prophets will, all right? The elect. So it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. You even had Balaam and Balak. He wanted to put a curse, and that was a Moabite. He wanted to put a curse on Yasharallah. So they've always hated us, you see, because they saw the strength and the power of Yahweh Shai when we came out of Egypt, ancient Egypt, okay? And they're going to see it again when Yahweh Shai delivers us from modern day Egypt, America, Babylon the Great. You see, the strangeness of our salvation. It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel, Yasharallah, be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together. They're all in on it. They're all in on it, man. All right? They're all in cahoots. For they have, and especially with this new world order, they all ultimately want to come together as one. You see, just like in the time of the Tower of Babel, but Yahweh Shai is going to upset them. Okay, and that's what they're doing. They're jockeying. They're fighting over who's going to be the head of this new world order, this new digital reset, this new digital system, this new way of buying and selling. You see, and that's why you see that Temanite Carl Schwab said what? He said what? That China is a model for many nations. They're a perfect example of how they want this NWO, this new world order, this new way of buying and selling, where they have complete control, tracking everything. They're a complete, they're a perfect example of how they want things to be. You see, for they have consulted. Back in Psalms 83:5, for they have consulted together with them secret meetings, them all them Bilderberg groups and all that shit. They're conspiring, all right, against ultimately Yasharallah and Yahweh Shai. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Against who? Yahweh Shai and his people, Yasharallah. The tabernacles of Edom, because that's our chief adversary, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, them damn goops, you see, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek. Amalek is the chief house of Edom. The Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. You see, Assur also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot Salah. So that's the point. All these heathens are confederate, especially Moab. Okay, you see. So this is Second Ezra. I'm gonna jump around. All right, I'm gonna jump around. It's beautiful times we're living in, man. Our redemption is nigh. The prophecies are screaming. 2 Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Adawan, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord Adawan, I will bring plagues upon the world, oikumene, the whole entire inhabited earth, the whole world. But the main destruction, the main plagues are going to hit America, Babylon the Great, okay? But these other nations, they're going to feel it also, okay? All right? That's why it's a global thing. It's a global collapse because they're all confederate, all right? They're going to bring the pressure from above, pressure from below also. And that's why you see the sedition in the streets. The people are protesting in an uproar. You see, they all have, which I'm going to bring, they all have drunken of the wine of the wrath of the fornication of this whore. Okay? It says, behold, saith the Lord Adawan, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Why? For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. You see? You see? That's the point. And Moab has a major hand in spreading wickedness, poison the people. You know. This is verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men. This is going to be a global thing, and invading one another. And all these kingdoms are divided, and you can see it. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. You see? And we know the rest. Matter of fact, I'll read it. It says, Salakia. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what you see happening. You see? In China, China cracks down on ongoing protests, workers' protests. You see? You see? Everything is escalating, as it said. You see? You see? What did it say? Protests at the world's biggest iPhone factory are escalating, all right? Because they're tired of these unrighteous decrees, the draconian legislation. You see? It says, a man shall, back in 2 Ezra 15, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Prime example, Moab land, okay? You see? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but ultimately this is going to take place in America. We're waiting for this to ultimately unfold in America, Babylon the Great, and you can see these days are quickly approaching. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. So let's jump down. I think it's like 40. I want to hit that's 46. 46. And thou, Asia, right? Thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. Because Moab, they that's why they're rich. Rich because you Babylonians are the number one consumers. You see, you buy up all them iPhones, you buy up all the shit that China produces. That's that's why China has been able to acquire wealth like that. You see, you're in league, you're in cahoots, you're partners with Babylon the Great. You see, you're confederate, you're with the shits, man. That's why you're gonna be judged also. And thou, Asia, that are partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her persons. Woe, woe means destruction. It says, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. You see? You're in bed with Babylon the Great, with Esau Edom, with this NWO. Thou hast followed her that is hated, Esau Edom, Malachi. You see? Yahweh Shai hates Esau, right? He loved Jacob, but he hated Esau, right? But you follow him behind this damn devil, you know? Thou hast followed her. That's why that Temanite called Schwab praised you. You're the perfect model, you see? Thou hast followed her that is hated, this social system that you set up, this digital world that you're setting up over there. Thou hast followed her with your oppression, That's why they outsource a lot to Taiwan and China and all that India, because it's cheap labor, You see? Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith Yahweh, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction. You see? So they gonna get it too. They gonna get it too. All right? The main judgment is gonna be here in America, Babylon the Great. But hey, China, Moab, all you heathens, you gonna feel this judgment too. You gonna get plagued also. You see? Because you're confederate with this whore. You see? So let's hit two more. Again, Salakia, I gotta keep pausing the video. My damn nose keep running. Salakia, I don't want to rot his eyes coming together and it's edifying. Still gotta get these lessons up, man. I must work the work of Yahweh Shai, of him that sent me while I can, because the night come while it is day. You gotta work while it's day, because the night come where no man worketh. Store up these righteous acts, man. Feed the Lord's sheep, Bring out these prophecies, It's Revelation chapter 18, and let's start at 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon, which is America, Babylon goes back to the Hebrew word babal, confusion. It's nothing but confusion here, man. You see? It says Babylon the Great is fallen, the future prophecy, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird, because only desert creatures are going to reside here, okay? Because it's going to be completely desolate, burned with fire. That's the main point, verse 3. For all nations, I brought out Psalms 83. They're all confederate, all these heathen nations, chiefly Moab, For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. They're in bed with her, you see? For all nations, this is Revelation 18 and 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Because we're the number one consumers. They get rich selling all their products over here. Okay? You see? So that's the point. You can read the whole thing, but that's the point. They're all in bed with this damn devil. But Yahweh Shai is going to put something in their mind to turn against you and burn you with fire. You see? Revelation 17 and 16. These have one mind, these other heathen nations, all right? They're confederate at the moment, right? And shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, because they're going to stop. Ultimately, Yahweh Shai is mustering the host of the battle. He's stirring them up, though. You see, everything is, they're fighting for who's going to control this new world order, right? And ultimately, Yahweh Shai is going to gather them in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat to plead with them for Yasharallah, to judge them. But they're going to stop fighting one another in the Third World War. They're going to stop fighting each other and turn and fight against Yahweh Shai and the angels, man. Okay? It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen, the elect, electos, and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth, America, she's that whore that's riding the beast, are peoples and multitudes and tongues and nations. So, like, I think I didn't unpause it. Let me read that over. Revelation 17 and 3 to 17 and 13. And these have one mind, and shall give these heathen nations. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Make sure it's recording. Salakia. And shall give their power and strength unto the beast. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. They're going to stop fighting one another and fight against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the angels. All right? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is coming back in what you ignorantly call UFOs, UAPs, right? With the thousands of heavens. Those are the chariots of the Lord, the chariots of the angel. That's the way our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach, left. He left in a big mothership, in a big so-called UFO. And that's the way he's coming back to redeem his chosen, his elect, which are scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. For he is Lord. It says, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen, the electos, the elect, and faithful, sealed from the foundations of the earth, the first fruits, the first spirits created. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore, America, Babylon the Great, spiritually Sodom and Egypt, mystery Babylon, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, your allies, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. ICBMs, nukes. America, Babylon the Great is the scene of great future judgment, all right? But other lands are going to be destroyed also, man. But America is going to be completely desolate, and the land of Palestine, okay? It says, for Yahweh have put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree for a time. They're agreeing right now, but they're ultimately going to turn and fight against one another. You see? And to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, America, that whore, Babylon the Great, spiritually Sodom and Egypt, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. All right? So that's the point. That's the point. All right? This place is through. And you heathen nations are through also. Chiefly Moab. Okay? Thou wretch. Okay? Thou wretch. You see? You see? You're a partaker of the hope of Babylon. You see? You see? You see? So, hey, man, beautiful times that we're living in. I don't want to Ratazadis came together against Salakia. My damn allergies are killing me, but, man, we're close, man. We're close. Keep pushing. Shalom. Wa, Abad Babal, Kwam Yasharala.